First of all, I'd like to congratulate Mike Friesen and our women's soccer team for making the NCAA tournament, win the Mountain West, and playing at UCLA Friday. And heck, if we didn't have a game, I might have drove up there to watch it. But everyone knows we opened the season against San Diego Christian Friday at Viejas Arena, and the team's looking good. We're ready to start the regular season and start playing games for real.
Jeremy, you got an opening statement?
You know, it's kind of hard for me to believe that I'm a junior already. It's gone by pretty fast, but like Dutch said, the team looks good, and I think everyone's excited. We're all excited to begin this new era with the new head coach. So I think there's a different level of trust with the players and the coaches this year. So that's something I'm excited about.
Jeremy, is it a different feel with Coach Dutcher as a head coach, different atmosphere than Coach Fisher? What's it been like as a player?
I would say so. I know Dutch is a more happy-go-lucky guy. It's not saying that Fish wasn't, but Fish wouldn't show those emotions as much as Dutch does. But at the same time, Coach Dutch, he does a good job of when it's time to be serious, when it's time to get work done. He does a good job of making that clear. And I think another thing is he's done a good job this year of holding everyone accountable and not letting everybody make the same mistakes that we made last year. These past 2 years, you know, we went through a lot of things and we made a lot of mistakes. So I think the coaching staff has done a great job this year of just making sure that we don't make the same mistakes that we've made in the past.
And I will say that part of that's just maturing. You know, Jeremy going into his junior year is not the same player he was as a freshman, even though he was freshman year in the conference. He continues to get better, and everybody gets better. That's the key to any team, that we get better. And so the veterans set that example. Jeremy sets that example, and he's not satisfied where he is as a player. He's always looking to improve himself, and as he improves, the team improves.
Jeremy, what are some other characteristics of this team and this group? What else would you pull out of what this group is like?
I would say it's just a different focus this year. Like I said, we've been through so much, and we know that we can't make the same mistakes that we've made these past 2 years, or maybe we know that we have to have a different focus this year if we want to get to where we want to go. So I think that's the biggest improvement for this team, is just a different focus. We know that if we want to move forward in the right way, we have to put our trust into the coaches and believe what they're saying and just have them lead the way, but at the same time trying to do our best to be a player-driven team.
Is a part of that being better at closing out games this year?
I'd say so, definitely, because, of course, last year we didn't do a good job of that, but I think that's a focus on every team, is being able to close out games the right way. So I'd say that's definitely a focus of ours this year.
Would you say the growth has come on the offensive side as opposed to the defensive side? You've always been, that's been your hallmark card, is the defense. That stays the same, and you grow on the offensive side. Is that the difference?
I would say that we have grown a lot offensively, and I think with that is just we have a lot of players that are able to score, and a lot of players that know their role on this team. And of course, defense has always been our trademark for the Aztecs, but I'd say that it's just going to be another year where we're good on defense, but we have so many threats on the offensive end of the floor. It's going to be, I think it'll be refreshing for everyone to see.
Was it shocking last year that the team struggled as badly as it did to score? It shot 41% from the floor.
I mean, it wasn't anything that we all expected, so I do say it was shocking, but like I said, it's a new year, and to be honest, I don't really remember too much from last year. All my focus has been on just being the best player and the best person I can be for this team. So we did have our struggles last year, and we might have our struggles this year, but I do see a lot of improvement in many different areas for the team.
You know, the kids have worked hard. That's the key. Jeremy's put 20 pounds on over the summer, and some of the layups that maybe fell out last year are going in because he's stronger. He takes contact at the rim, and his confidence has grown in that. He continues to shoot the ball well. So all our improvements to a large degree, are based on the work that these kids put in over the summer to improve themselves, not only strength-wise, but shooting-wise. And so as coaches, we're reaping the benefits of that now on the floor, and the team is. So hopefully it will continue, and if hard work is rewarded, then we'll have a better year.
I had a question for both of you about the arrival of Devin Watson. Does it take the workload or the pressure off him and Kel that you got a proven veteran? And can you both comment on that?
It's nice to have depth at every position. And we all saw, you didn't see because it was a closed scrimmage. I started all 3 guards at USC in the closed scrimmage, and they played very well. And I could very well do that in the opener Friday or at Arizona State on Tuesday. So that lineup will be based on who we're playing and who's playing well, and Jeremy's played extremely well. So it's nice to have the depth at every position, and it's comforting as a coach to know I can go with different combinations. If I want to play 3 guards, I can do it. If I play 2 and Jeremy is not the starter and comes off the bench, I know he'll be ready to go like he has every day. So it's comforting as a coach to have different options to put out there.
I think having Devin Watson does take a certain load off of the guards because he's really talented. He's able to pressure the ball on the defensive end. He's able to push the ball on the offensive side of the floor. So I think Devin has been a great addition to the team, and like you said, he takes a lot of pressure off the guys who have been here. So,
Jeremy, you mentioned late game situations, losing close games, and you know, in talking to players last year, a lot of times you said it wasn't really a talent issue; it was a mental toughness issue. What happened last year in your mind in that regard, and how has that improved?
I would say it was concentration. We didn't, as a team, we probably didn't do as good of a job concentrating when it was maybe down to 5 minutes or the last 2 minutes of a game. So I think that's been an emphasis this year, is just better concentration. So I think with that being an emphasis as a team going into those games and rough situations, close games, I think we'll be better with that this year.
If you coach, as a coach, how much can you practice that? And you mentioned in your first press conference that close games are the key to this team and all teams. Can you practice that, or is this something that's just going to be an unknown until you actually play 4, 5, or 6 of them?
When we had practice yesterday, we had 2 or 3 segments go down to the last shot. And they were hard challenged and fought hard. And the thing is, it's like until you do it, you don't know. And there's a certain mental aspect. When we were on that streak of winning 150 games with leading with 5 minutes to go, we just thought we were going to win. But once you start dropping a few, then your confidence gets a little shaken and you're not quite as confident, and maybe, you know, you've got to shake that. And so that's why it's nice having veteran players, because they won't dwell on that as long. You know, we're not going to win every close game. You know, nobody does. But when we drop one, I feel like I've got a group that will respond to that and say they'll find out what they didn't do right. They won't dwell on it, but they'll try to improve on the way they close games. And a lot of that's on me, putting the ball in different players' hands, and then they have to make the right play. So, you know, it's a certain level of trust that they're going to get from me, and I'm going to give back to them, and we'll find a way to hopefully get over that hurdle this year.
Coach, what are the challenges playing a team like you are with San Diego Christian, where you're supposed to beat them, and then if you ask Aztec fans, if you don't beat them by 30 or 40 points, they're like, what's wrong with the Aztecs? What's the challenge of facing a team like that? You know,
I don't look at it that way at all. You know, to be honest with you, as much as every coach is, and coach speak will say we're getting ready for the next game, we're getting ready for Arizona State at the same time. A lot of our breakdown drills are gauged toward Tuesday's game. So if we all of a sudden get upset on Friday, that will be in due partly to what I'm doing right now with the team. But I feel where we are as a team, we'll pay San Diego Christian the respect, and we'll spend tomorrow getting ready for them. But we're looking to Arizona State, and hopefully we'll have enough focus and have prepared enough over the long haul, over the fall camp, to be ready for a team like San Diego Christian on Friday.
And Dutch, is there a strategic reason that San Diego Christian is a regular season game as opposed to an exhibition, and UCSD was the exhibition game as opposed to regular season?
I wish I had Matt Soria in here. He does our scheduling. So we try to flip it around amongst the teams in town as to who we let play a regular season and exhibition. Obviously, the conference is now only letting us play one non-Division I team. So there was a time we might have played them both regular season games. but with the change in the conference rule and scheduling, we can only play one. And I think it'll just be a rotating basis as to which local team we play in that regular season game.
Coach, you mentioned your rotation, and Coach Fisher, many years just had a starting five and stuck with it the whole season. You've already started two different groups, and you've hinted that it could change. Is that true? It could change every game based on the matchups?
I think it can change more, Mark. Yes, because of the matchup, one, but because we have so much parity amongst those 10 players that are playing right now. I mean, practice yesterday was hotly contested, and Jeremy was on a team that won 2 segments, and that was opposite Trey and Devin. So there's heavy competition, and so if you play well, and I think the matchup is right, then you'll have a chance of getting the starting lineup, and that's just not that one position. That's a lot of positions, and I think our guys know, because it's so hotly contested, that they have great faith in each other. That I don't think anybody would sulk or feel insulted if they didn't start a game, because they know how much parity this team has from 1 to 10, that we have a lot of bodies that can do a lot of really good things. And so that's for me to decide. I've told them that. They don't get to pick the starting lineup, I do, and they can help me by playing well in practice leading into the game. And if that happens, then my job will be easier.
Besides picking a lineup based on who's a hot hand, who's been playing well in practice, when you look at matchups, do you try to match up with the other team, or do you try to create a mismatch? So if they're a bigger team, you might go smaller, or vice versa if they're a smaller team.
I guess it all depends on the opponent. If I think they're dynamically small and really good, then my thought would be maybe to play a smaller lineup instead of saying I'm going to punish them by being bigger. That's all based on what my eyes tell me. If I watch a tape and I think they're small, but that's not going to bother us, then I may go big and try to punish them inside. But sometimes teams are just really good, and what they do is at a superior level, and then I'll have to adjust to what they do. So I'm not bold enough to say that we're so good that we're going to make everybody adjust to us. So that will probably be a game-by-game decision based on what I see of the opponent's film.
How are you doing health-wise?
We're pretty healthy right now. We have everybody, all 12 guys practicing for the first time in a long time. So that makes practice more competitive. I said that last press conference. My number one concern was not having healthy bodies to practice, and that week a couple guys went down and we had 8 guys practicing. So we didn't get as good as we could have done that day or two. Now we have everybody back, practice is really competitive. And so now it's up to me to say, I've seen enough, now I'm going to back it down a little bit to keep their legs fresh. But when we're competing really hard.
Brian, based on what happened last year offensively, what is different about your offense now? Is it going to be more manpower, which leads to more points? Is it going to be more push the ball up the floor? In reflecting back to last year's struggles on offense.
I think our tempo's better. We're definitely pushing the ball up the floor faster on makes as well as misses. We're trying to get it up the floor and get into our offense quicker. And, but I like the way we're playing the right way. I don't think we're coming down and taking bad, quick shots. Just to say we're playing quicker doesn't mean we're shooting it quicker. We're looking for what's available quicker, and I think we're playing the right way, which is encouraging to me. And I've made this statement a couple of times. We've had 6 turnovers in the 2 games we've scored 98 points, and that's unbelievably low. So if that can continue, then we're going to have an outstanding year. Now, I don't know if it will or not. Teams are going to start to prepare for what we're doing. These exhibitions and these close scrimmages, they pretty much say we'll just play and see where it goes. But now that we start into regular season games, teams are going to try to take away what we do best, and now it'll be a game of adjustments. What we're going to do as a coaching staff and what reads the players are going to make when they take something away will, dictate the success we have.
Jeremy, you're ready, right? First game, you're done with this whole practice thing and this exhibition thing, and now you tell us the temperature of yourself and the team and what's going on.
I think I was ready after the last game in Vegas when the buzzer went off. But I mean, of course I'm ready. I think it's been a process. It's been a long journey from the last game that we've had from last season to up until this point. So I think my role on this team is to just bring a certain energy and just be that guy that can bring a level of toughness and a different kind of energy when I come into the game. And I think with this being my 3rd year here in the program, I think it's also my job to just, you know, be a certain big brother, I'd say, to the freshmen and just show them certain things and just lead by example. So I say that I'm ready. I think I have a different mindset, a better mindset, and like I said before, I feel better about my coaches. You know what I mean? I think the trust that I have with them right now is something that I didn't have maybe my first 2 years, and that wasn't anything that they were doing. I think that was just me. But now that I'm an upperclassman and I've had time to mature, I think ready would be an understatement at this point. I feel good about where I'm at. I feel good about where the team is at, and I feel good about the coaches that we have leading us.
And it's like all coaching. It's like we can deliver the message, but at some level there's got to be a buy-in. And we've got great buy-in with this team. So when we correct them and we tell them things they're doing wrong, they don't take offense to it. You know, sometimes it's the way we deliver the message. Sometimes it's abrasive, and that can create a reaction. But I think they've done a good job of taking coaching and knowing there's value to it, knowing that we're just trying to get them better. And I think the buy-in from this team has been good so far. We'll see how that continues during the season.
Coach, is there anything that you're really kind of anxiously waiting to see with this team, whether it's the first game against the Division I team, whether it's the first close game, whether it's how they react after the first loss? Is there something that to you is sort of an unknown that you want to see?
Well, because our two exhibition games, or our close scrimmage, our exhibition game, were such blowouts, we haven't had a close game situation. So I've only seen that in practice. So I'll be interested to see, with 5 minutes to go in a tie game, how this team responds. And we won't know that until it happens. I've seen it in practice against each other, but to see it in the game for the first time, what adjustments I'm capable and willing to make, and what they're capable of closing a game out, that will be the thing. That will be what we'll all be waiting to see. And I'm not saying if it doesn't go right the first time that we're not capable. We are capable of tweaking what we do and finding out the best way for this team with the players we have on this year's team to close games out.
Hey, Brian, based on him, Trey, and Devin, best three-guard group in the conference, maybe on the West Coast?
Definitely in the conference, I think, but you know that remains to be seen too, because everybody's got new pieces. So I've seen Devin with these two, but I haven't seen UNLV's point guard that set out last year that's highly recognized. I haven't seen the kids from Nevada that set out are very good players, and so that will all be come out when the games are played. I just know I have great faith in my guards that I can put out there, and if there are three as good as them, then the conference is going to be an incredibly great race.
If there's a minimal talent drop-off between your stars and your 6th, 7th, 8th, even 9th and 10th man, that means that the bench players can play longer if the stars get in foul trouble. Is that an incentive to stay out of foul trouble, do you think? Or
I don't think we haven't fouled a lot. Our defense has been pretty good in that regard. But whether guys are in foul trouble or not, I'm going to play. I wouldn't have said going into the year I was willing to play 10. But if we're playing well, playing 10, then I'll play 10. Because sometimes the kids, you know, they get in their own heads if they sit too long and they're worried about that. But I've not sensed this with this team yet. I think they're for each other. And that's always easy to say. Everyone's going to say they're for each other. But I think they've shown me that they're not jealous of someone else's success. They want to win. And if they want to win, and some games it's with 28 minutes, but some games it was 16, that's just the way it's going to be. And if they will continue to believe in that and not just say it, but really believe in it, then I think we'll have a really good year.